The Arcturian Group. Via Marilyn Raffaele. Dear readers, welcome to another message intended to bring hope and encouragement in these times of stress for many. Know that all is proceeding according to plan in spite of appearances. The people of Earth themselves are the only ones who can create desired changes, and a higher collective consciousness. Many continue looking to those in the higher dimensions to do the work for them. They wait, hope, and pray for forms of old energy to be removed, but free will does not allow this. Those on this side cannot do the work for you. Guidance and advice, yes. Higher light frequencies pouring to Earth, yes, but only those living in the energy can change the contents of Earth's collective consciousness. This is the reason so many spiritually evolved souls are on Earth at this time, with more beings coming in every day. Many of the new ones are souls with nothing to clear, just coming to add their light to Earth's ascension process. The work must be done by those living in the energy of the human collective, but choosing to be separate from it. Much is going to be revealed that will help mankind understand more of what has been going on for ages, awakening many who have been living comfortably in a 3D slumber. Much of this information will be denied, resisted, and rejected for personal reasons of power and wealth by those who stand to benefit from the status quo. Everything taking place at this time is part of Earth's ascension process. Concepts and beliefs that have been firmly in place for centuries cannot help but dissolve as increasingly more people awaken, because it is only belief that creates, maintains, and sustains them. Never lose sight of the fact that you, as expressions of Source, are creators. When you stay centered in your highest truth at all times, you will find that more information and spiritual truth begins flowing to your awareness. Those of you who are drawn to be active participants in outer activities will intuitively know it, and will be guided. Those of you who are drawn to be quiet and silent are doing world work as well, simply by being beacons of light shining for those desperately seeking more. Because there is only one, and all life is in, and of that one there is, always has been, and always will be. In every individual. A deep desire, pull, yearning, and inner drive to once again unite with self, and feel whole. Because the third dimension is a dimension of duality and separation, this inner drive for completeness and wholeness is interpreted by the human mind as the desire and need for romance, companionship, family, praise, acceptance, and similar connections of all sorts. Violent gangs and crime groups are actually the same energy as understood by those living from a consciousness of separation. Most of you are well into your clearing of remaining old energy, vows, promises, oaths, etc., which can, and often does, involve the re-experiencing of a few. Because romantic relationships have played major roles in many lifetimes, they often play a large part in the clearing process. You may find yourself having repeating dreams about people who are no longer, or never were in this life. You may begin to examine past romances, and question, I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Why did I enter into that relationship? Why did I find this person so attractive? I always make bad choices. Etc. All leading to the biggest one, which is, no one has ever really loved me. This belief is very common in three-dimensional thinking, and needs to be honestly examined, understood, and released, because it will hold you in separation from self as well as from others. You must understand that human beings in, and of themselves, are incapable of love, because all love is in, and of God alone. Only God has love to give. Divine love, oneness, is already fully present in every individual, but is only able to express as much as each individual's state of consciousness will allow. The romantic sense of love is a concept of divine love. Oneness, reflecting the soul's search to once again experience wholeness. to look to human being for that which in and of themselves they don't have, is three-dimensional thinking. All concepts of love, 3D interpretations, fall short at some point, because duality and separation energy presently governs Earth, as well as the fact that concepts of all kinds are built on foundations of error. The idea that finding the perfect romantic partner will bring an end to all searching and yearning for happiness as presented in films, books, and societal belief will always be a journey in futility, as most eventually discover. This is not to say that you cannot experience happy, fulfilling relationships on Earth, which is one of the joys of living on Earth in a physical body. We are saying that when you look to a person expecting them to give you a sense of completeness that is only found within, you will be disappointed. However, joy and companionship flows automatically through each partner, not from them in relationships built on a foundation of self-awareness. The higher sense of relationship is two people standing together by choice, never need, looking in the same direction. Romantic attachments, crushes, and even stable marriages usually arise from previous life relationships of one kind or another. Everyone has a spiritual family or group that they work, and often incarnate with, playing different needed roles as needed for the spiritual growth of others in the group. Some roles may be humanly negative, specifically for bringing completion to some long-festering issue. Each role is decided before incarnation, which is why it often happens that a person knows immediately, or somehow recognizes their future partner. All relationships, but often marriage relationships, are for completing something not completed in a past lifetime in order to bring forgiveness and closure to both. It frequently takes several lifetimes for a person to be spiritually ready for the needed completion process, if the past life relationship is partner, parent, child, neighbor, etc. was physically or emotionally damaging. This is why some marriages and relationships begin happily, and then the connection simply fades out. Once the purpose for the coming together has been completed with love, both are free to choose to stay together, or not. Never attempt to keep something alive that you intuitively realize is complete and finished regardless of outside pressure. Always trust your intuition, and lovingly make choices that feel intuitively right for you as well as for the other person. Free will allows everyone to live according to their personal belief system, but for those who are spiritually awake, it means no longer allowing world beliefs and concepts to determine your choices and actions. With spiritual evolution comes spiritual empowerment, the ability to say with confidence and conviction, "Thank you for your opinion, but I am choosing to do this." You are coming into your power, spiritual power, not the three-dimensional sense of power that is always a power over something. Spiritual power is strength of character, courage of convictions, and the ability to take necessary actions and make decisions from a place of love even when experiencing the fear that may arise from it. Never resist or deny fear. Fear is a powerful tool in third-dimensional living, but as you begin to accept and live out from who and what you really are, irrational fears begin to fade. They will continue coming to your awareness, because the human mind seeks to protect with what it knows, drawing from the collective, but you will begin to quickly recognize each fear for what it represents, and switch your thinking to truth. Know that all is proceeding according to plan globally and personally. Allow the process. Trust that your higher self is running the show, allowing it to do so even when things get tricky, difficult, or downright awful. Trust. We are the Arcturian group.